Empires don't fall in silence. They crumble when the people stop believing. Today, inflation eats away at savings. Wages stagnate. Trust in governments, institutions, even in each other, is quietly eroding. Markets swing, currencies devalue. But the real crisis is deeper, a loss of faith. The ancients warned, the people are the foundation. When the foundation breaks, heaven and earth fall into chaos. A nation without its people's trust is no longer a nation. A business without its customers' loyalty is already collapsing. In uncertain times, strength is not in power, but in connection. He who wins the heart of the people cannot be defeated. Day 7, strategic patience, thriving without rushing in a chaotic world. Not everything that is slow is weak. Not everything that is fast is strong. The bamboo waits years to grow roots, then rises in days. One introduction in praise of the long game. We live in an age obsessed with speed. Success is often measured in quarters, clicks, likes, or headlines. In business, politics, and personal life, the pressure to act fast, decide quickly, and grow explosively can feel overwhelming. Yet behind many of history's most enduring successes, whether individuals, nations, or movements, lies a quiet but powerful trait: strategic patience. Not passive waiting, not fearful delay, but the deliberate discipline of acting only when the time is right, and building in such a way that each move matters. In this era of chaos and short attention spans, the patient may not look powerful, but they often outlast and outmaneuver everyone else. Learn 2. What is strategic patience? Strategic patience is not the absence of action. It is the art of timing, knowing when to wait, when to act, and when to observe. It is the opposite of impulsiveness. It is aligned with clarity, seeing the whole field before moving; endurance, holding a position through storms; wisdom, understanding that some results can't be forced. In essence, it's the discipline to build slowly but surely. Ancient foundations of patience. 3.1. Sun Tzu, victory without battle. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Sun Tzu taught generals to wait for the right terrain, timing, and morale. Rushing into battle was a sign of ego, not strength. 3.2. Lao Tzu, flow and non-resistance. He who rushes ahead doesn't go far. Taoism champions water's way, soft, slow, but unstoppable. Stoic philosophy, endurance as virtue. Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus valued patience as moral strength. They urged leaders to hold their center, regardless of external storms. 3.4. Buddhist mindfulness, observing without clinging, to wait without anxiety, to observe without forcing change. This is wisdom in action. 4. Strategic patience in action, modern case studies. Warren Buffett, the 20-year bet. Buffett made fortunes not through speed but selective investing. He waits years for the right opportunity. Our favorite holding period is forever. 4.2. Singapore, from swamp to smart nation. Lee Kuan Yew's leadership emphasized long-term planning over populism. Policies were built with 50-year horizons. 4.3. Japan, post-war rebuilding. Japan didn't rush to reassert power after World War II. Instead, it rebuilt patiently, focusing on education, technology, and quiet excellence. 4.4. Netflix, reinvention over time. Netflix began as a DVD service. Over 2 decades, it evolved through several pivots, but never rushed ahead of its readiness. 5. Why patience is so hard today. Instant gratification culture. Social media promotes urgency and reward in seconds. Fear of missing out, FOMO. When others act, we feel we must too, even without strategy. Short-term metrics, quarterly earnings, election cycles, and virality all bias against long-term thinking. Technological acceleration, fast tools make us believe all things must move at the speed of machines. Patience today is countercultural, but that makes it all the more powerful. 6. The risks of moving too fast. Burnout. Speed without purpose leads to exhaustion. Missed signals. Rapid decisions overlook warning signs or subtle shifts. Shallow growth. What grows fast often lacks depth. Reputation damage. Acting impulsively in public, especially in a crisis, can backfire for years. You can't plant a tree and demand shade by tomorrow. 7. Building strategic patience. 7.1. Clarify your horizon. Define not just goals for this quarter, but for 5, 10, 20 years. What does enduring success look like? Sue, learn from cycles. History, markets, nature, all move in cycles. Patience requires pattern recognition. Timing is everything. 7.3, create buffer time. Don't max out your schedule. Leave space for thinking, reading, recovery, and surprise. 7.4, measure what matters long term. Look beyond clicks, likes, and quarterly wins. What impact lasts? 7.5, use silence as power. You don't need to respond instantly. Strategic silence creates leverage and often calms storms before they escalate. 8, the role of strategic patience in global affairs. 8.1, diplomacy, quiet back-channel negotiations, cultural exchanges, and decades-long relationship building are more effective than megaphone foreign policy. 8.2, climate strategy, quick fixes won't save the planet. Long-term investment in sustainability, education, and innovation requires deep patience. Peace building. Lasting peace requires healing, reconciliation, and rebuilding, not just ceasefires. Time is essential. 8.4, economic resilience. Nations that resist panic-driven monetary policies and build diversified, patient economies tend to weather crises better. 9, personal transformation through patience. 1, healing takes time. Emotional wounds, mental health, and trauma recovery require gentleness and time, not willpower alone. 9.2, learning deeply. Skills built slowly through practice, failure, and reflection last longer and run deeper. 9.3, relationships. Trust, love, and reputation can't be rushed. Every meaningful bond is a garden cultivated with patience. 9.4, identity. Becoming who you are meant to be is a lifelong journey. The self doesn't unfold on demand. Don't rush the becoming. It is sacred work. 10, ancient echoes in a modern voice. The bamboo waits 4 years underground, then grows 90 feet in 6 weeks. The moon waxes and wanes, never in a hurry, always on time. The artisan spends hours sharpening a blade before the first cut. Nature, wisdom, and mastery agree. That which endures is rarely rushed. In times of chaos, it's tempting to react, fast, loud, and public. But those who pause, observe, and act with intention are the ones who shape the course of history. The patient are not slow, they are deep. Not passive, but precise. Not timid, but timeless. This is not an argument against action. It is an invitation to choose right action at the right time for the right reason. That is the essence of strategic patience. That is the rhythm of greatness.